Hey love, so welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. So as you guys can see by the title, this is an assumptions tag video. Thank you so much to everyone who asked me questions on Instagram. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm also very excited because I'm a very nosy person, so I want to know what you guys have been thinking about me all along. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to leave a comment down below and share it if you can. Yeah, let's get into it. So I am doing today's video mukbang style, so I'm so excited guys, like literally I am so excited. I landed this morning from Italy and I've been craving traditional food, so I went to a place called Za in Randburg. Za, or I don't even know if I'm saying it correctly. Let me just zoom into all of this glory, darling. Okay, I can't tip over my plate properly, but we have like chicken feet, we have beef stew and sam, umngqusho, we have spinach, butternut, as well as mukhudu, which is ulusu in Xhosa, mukhudu in Tswana. Yeah. So yeah, let's get it in. This dishcloth that's just tried to get into my food. I'm so excited to eat. I want to start with my lisu because that colors are mad. This post has been up for an hour now on my stories, and I actually have quite a lot of assumptions. I'm very blessed with an audience that's quite interactive, so these kind of things I don't really like to leave them up for too long because I'm going to be overwhelmed and I don't want to be overwhelmed. So yeah, I'm just gonna pick and choose as I go along, and I obviously probably won't do all of them because there's quite a lot, but I'll get through whatever I feel is quite interesting or like ones that are pretty similar. So the first one is, I'm not going to mention who they're from, by the way, because I'm sure some people want to be kept anonymous, so I'm just going to get into each assumption. The first assumption is that you are very nice with a good heart, but they dare not mess with you. That's facts. So I've gotten a lot of feedback from people that I'm actually quite a sweet person and that I do have a good heart. So I think that's a pretty accurate assumption. I've never been called gwiggy or evil. I mean, there's people who definitely assume that I'm rude, but simply because I feed off people's energy. So if I meet you and you're rude, I know it's petty and it's probably childish, but if I meet you and you're giving me offish vibes, then that's probably what you're gonna get back from me. Not that I go out of my way to be spiteful and vindictive, but I'm definitely not trying to like suck up or be a people pleaser to people who are giving me awful energies. People have already, you know, adopted a certain perception or a certain vibe the moment they enter into the room and they see me. So yeah, I think I am a pretty nice person, but I really don't like to be taken, you know, for a ride. Next one is Mnandiak Dololo assumptions. Thank you. Okay. Woo! This girl is coming for me. She's like, you're mean, pretentious, and would probably not even spend 20 seconds of your time to say hi. Okay, that is a very inaccurate assumption. I am not pretentious at all. I suck at pretending. I actually wish I was a little bit more pretentious, or I had a streak of pretentiousness in my blood. I am probably one of the most open books ever. If I have an issue, you will know. If I'm feeling offish, you will know. If there's a vibe that I'm getting from you, you'll probably know. Like, ask any of my friends. I'm really someone who struggles with pretending. There's certain things that like people have told me about people that I assumed were close to me, and from then onwards, Siri girl, you are not part of this conversation. So from like then onwards, I become distant because I can't pretend. I don't know how to pretend. Like, if I know that you feel some type of way towards me and you don't want to discuss it, and then someone tells me that actually this is what she said, or this is what's happening, or this is what's in the streets, then I'd rather distance myself away from you, especially if I feel like it's not worth confronting you about. But pretentious, nope, far off. And you wouldn't spend 20 seconds of your time to say hi. I definitely greet people that I know. I'm actually one of those people who get highly offended by people who walk into a room and act like they don't know you, meanwhile they do and they don't greet. Or people who come into a setting and they only greet the person they know. I make an effort to greet people around the person that I'm going to speak to that I know. So I do greet people, and if you come to me as one of my supporters, one of my subscribers, and greet me, then I definitely will say hi. It's just that I'm a very socially awkward person, so sometimes it's probably like a hi where it looks like I'm running away, but it's usually my anxiety peaking because I'm just like, attention sort of makes me panic. So I know it's weird, and it's like, Aibo, you've been in this industry for like 2-3 years now, girlfriend, come on, shouldn't you be used to attention? I'm definitely not, and it still definitely does make me panic. So yeah, this assumption is wrong. The next assumption is, Yom does say you thoroughly enjoy activities that are rated 18 plus S. My cousin just cleared her throat on some yeah. I won't even lie to you guys, I do enjoy activities that are rated 18 plus S. I do, and I think they are definitely worth enjoying. You don't entertain negativity mostly on social media. I don't. I try not to entertain it because I feel as though I'm a very emotional person. As much as I put up a front and I act like the strong person who claps back and who's who doesn't take nonsense, I'm very emotional. So it can easily get to a point where it looks bad on my part if I'm going to be engaging in negativity. And imagine if I was responding to every single negative thing that someone has to say about me. I feel like there's definitely a lot of love that I get on social media and from people, so I don't even think the negativity is worth it, because it's not even that much for me to dwell on. But there's definitely days where people catch me in a mood, and sometimes people say things that are extremely awful where I'm just like, you're actually not going to say that and get away with it. I'm really working on that. I'd love to get to a point where I don't engage at all, but unfortunately my emotions get the best of me. So yeah, I try not to, but I can't say I 100% don't engage. You look so humble. I get this a lot, especially when people like engage with me in person. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you said that yes, I'm humble, then you're not humble. Probably that's the saying. That's what they say. But I like to think that I'm not an arrogant person. I like to think that I'm pagamanga, which means that I don't think I'm better than other people. I don't look down on other people. It really has nothing to do with anything but my upbringing. I was raised in a home where my granny really instilled those values into us as kids. I say us, myself and my cousins, and everyone really, like, there's no vibe yokphakama in my family. We were really raised to respect people, like from the man who's, you know, doing our garden, to the nanny who gets us ready for school, to our teachers. Like, you know, my family really worked hard in instilling respect in us. So I guess that really helps with being humble. So yeah, I'd say that's an accurate one. You're caring, fun, loving, oh, and definitely don't take bullcrap. I got a lot of that. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate. I definitely care a lot about people, and sometimes I feel like I care more than I should, but I'm also a very guarded person. So as much as I care and I love a lot, I struggle to show it, and I think that's something that I really don't like about myself. I wish I was better at showing affection, especially for people like my friends and my family. I think it's different with a partner, because there's a hectic level of intimacy that you get to a point where you are able to show. But then obviously with your friends there's intimacy, but there isn't that much intimacy. So sometimes I just feel like I really struggle to you know, to show that, because sometimes also my guard is just up when it comes to friends. You never know who to trust, you never know whose intentions are genuine and pure. Family as well, there's just like so many different family dynamics that I find myself closing off to quite a few people, and there's really few people who have seen my vulnerable side, the side that, like, she's so sweet, she's so this. A lot of people think that I'm quite cold because I'm so reserved. So yeah, I wish I was better at showing that, but I like to think that I'm someone who cares and is fun and is loving. I like this one. You come across bitchy, but in real life, excuse my language, but in real life you are nice and laid back person. Love you, BTW. Do I come across as biatchy, guys? I think if that's a person I'm portraying on social media, then I'm definitely not happy with that. Oh my gosh, I'm not even eating, I'm just talking. I'm not a bitchy person at all. People say I do have an intimidating aura when they first meet me, especially people who meet me in a formal environment, like if we're working together or at a meeting or anything of that sort. Then obviously my personality is different. I mean, I'm being professional, so very often people can assume that I'm a biatch in that setting until they spend a bit more time with me and they're like, oh, you're actually nice. This is what even the lady who does my event planner for my master classes, she said the exact same thing to me. And I actually don't mind being perceived that way in a professional setting, because I wouldn't want people to think that I'm all about nice time and being fun and being this goofy person that I usually am on social media. I want people to know that when it's time to work, I'm ready to like put my work face on, put my heart and everything into what I want, because I want to be taken seriously in that environment. So some people do think I'm bitchy in those settings. Some people think I'm bitchy in social settings as well, simply because I am very socially awkward. So I am a guarded person. I love meeting new people, but I'm not very open to fully exposing too much of myself to people. I never want people to know too much about me because I'm an oversharer. So I'm very conscious about what I say around new people, how I act. Not that I'm being a different person, but just protecting myself, my brand, my peace, and everything else. I only remove those layers as I get to know people. That's when people start to see the fun MIHLALI, the goofy MIHLALI. Basically, in a nutshell, just to answer that assumption, I would say that I can come across that way. I totally agree, but I'm actually quite a chilled person. I used to be the it girl in high school. You still are though. No, I wasn't. Was I the it girl in high school? No, we didn't have an it girl, actually, funny enough. I don't think I was the it girl in high school. We didn't have an it girl in my year. There were definitely it girls in other years, and there were certain it girls that we thought were like the ish. Like my friends and I used to be like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. Oh my gosh, she has such a hot boyfriend. Oh my gosh, she has such a nice body. Like we used to like drool over those people. But for us, there was never really an it girl.
Junior school.
I wasn't the it girl in junior school. I wasn't even pretty in junior school. Did you see my nerdy picture? That's
you were pretty
everywhere. I was like child pretty, but I wasn't hot.
Oh.
It was like, oh, she's beautiful, but it wasn't like a, yo, she's the girl, you know? I don't think I was an it girl in junior school.
You were the kid that didn't take rubbish. You and your squad.
I've always been that kid though. Like I've always been the kid who stands up for what she believes in. I'm a very assertive person, and when I feel passionately about something, I can't contain it. So there were certain situations where my parents got called into school because I was calling out things like racism, and
they weren't comfortable with that in Australia.
Yeah, they obviously weren't comfortable with that, especially the schools that I went to. I went to extremely small private schools that were white dominated. Certain things were expected to happen a certain way. You were supposed to act a certain way. You had to conform to certain things. And should you point out anything that you do not agree on, it could turn into some sort of discipline.
Or you're a troublemaker.
Yeah, a troublemaker. You would put in a position where you had to be disciplined because you don't want to go according to the school rules. And I'm just like, I'm not a rebellious person, but don't be racist. Like, just don't be racist, and then we won't have an issue. But anyway, you probably don't really like your fans asking for pictures and all that. That is a lie. That is a lie. Guys, I am more than happy to take pictures with my supporters. The only time I am uncomfortable or I get irritated is when people take pictures of me without my permission. So for example, if I'm out for dinner with friends or something like that, and I catch someone taking a picture of me, I feel like that's really invasive. I feel like it's also a little bit rude. Like there's absolutely no reason why you should feel like you can't come up to me. I know it's nerve-wracking. I mean, even send the waiter if you are really that nervous. But honestly guys, I'm always open to taking pictures with people. Some days you guys won't bump into the Hey loves, MIHLALI. I have my days, maybe I'm having a bad day. I will still be polite. I have never, in my opinion, and anyone can call me out on this, been rude to one of my supporters. I've never ever done that. And the only time that I've ever said no to someone taking a picture with me was at the club, because of past experiences I've had with taking pictures at the club. They don't look good, you're drinking, number one. And there was a girl that took a picture with me when I had just walked into the club. I was very much sober, but you know how when you're taking a lot of selfies, some of them you're blinking? She uploaded the one where my eyes were like this, so I looked drunk. So since then, I'm just like, I'm not going to take pictures with people in clubs anymore. You are very protective of the people around you. I am extremely protective of the people around me, the people I care about. I'm very protective of my family, and this is something that I've always said to people is, you can come for me, you can literally destroy my name if you want to. Please don't, but don't come for my family. So that's definitely a accurate assumption. So the next question is that you come from a rich family because of the schools you've attended and the car that you drive. I don't come from a rich family. We are definitely middle class. My mom was quite wealthy at some stage, and then she went through some issues and she lost a couple of businesses. And then my granny is someone who's been pretty consistent with her income bracket, I should say. You know, she lives a very comfortable life, and she's someone who's played a huge role in putting me through school and just making sure that I'm good growing up, as well as my cousins and other people that she could assist. She's really someone who has assisted quite a lot of people in the family. But I wouldn't necessarily say that we are rich, because I've never felt like a rich kid growing up. Like, literally, we had what we needed, and she's someone who's very passionate about education, so she made sure that she puts us through good schools, and it's something that she did, but it wasn't easy for her. You know, there were definitely conversations about how the school is expensive, so you need to make sure that you do well. You know, there was a constant reminder. So I wouldn't necessarily say that we are rich, because we definitely not. So the next assumption is you love hard and you are a ride or die girlfriend. So I definitely am someone who loves extremely hard, and I'm someone who's very loyal, and I'm someone who will give you so much of my time when I'm serious with you. But considering what I have been through in my past, you know, when you feel like you invest so much in something and in someone and then it doesn't work out, and it's not even a thing of blaming the other person, you just feel like so much time is gone, and you sort of have a fear of going through the same pain that you experienced when you had to walk out of that situation. I'm currently at that phase where I'm not ready to be riding or dying, or, you know, being extremely down for someone. I still have my guard up. I'm currently afraid of commitment. Even if I'm seeing someone, I don't like to put our title to it. Like, we are just doing whatever we're doing. So the next assumption is you are zero F's given. You do you to the fullest. And there were quite a few like this, saying that I am young, wild and free. I like to have fun but responsibly. Yeah, there was quite a few along those lines. I am someone who likes to do what makes me happy. I really prioritize my happiness. I really prioritize doing what will fulfill me. And in terms of being zero F's given, I do channel that person now and again, but to a certain degree. I mean, I have quite a lot to lose. Not a lot to lose as in like, oh my gosh, I've accomplished so much and I'm like this big person and I'm so known, but just some things can affect even your future, and I'd hate to put myself in situations where I'm putting my future at jeopardy now because of a night out. I do something stupid, it ends up blowing up all over social media, all over the newspapers, and you know, I'm gonna have that attached to my name forever. So I try to have responsible fun, but trust me, when I have fun, I have fun. And there are people who've seen me out and have tweeted me, or, you know, have commented on my pictures, or even sent me a DM on some, I saw you last night and you look like such a vibe. Like, I really have fun. I'm that girl who dances. I mean, if you're out to have a good time, have a good time. Like, have a good time. You are very cautious about who you let into your life and circle. 100%. that just goes back to me protecting my peace and my space. I don't see a need to be friends with everyone. I don't even see the need to be friends with people just because we're in the same industry and we're constantly in the same social settings. I don't put that kind of pressure on myself. Yes, I'm friendly to people. Yes, we can sit down and have a conversation. But it just goes back to like sayings, remove yourself from tables where when you get up, you'll be the conversation. You know, not everyone has your best interest at heart. Not everyone wishes you well, so why should I feel the need to be letting anyone and everyone into my life? No, I'm definitely not that girl. So this is 100% accurate. The next assumption is quite interesting. You're not easy to be friends with. So I don't know why people think this. This could probably go back to a few assumptions. I saw something here about how I want to be the queen of my circle, and I want to be, you know, the most successful person in my circle, and I want to be that person who shines in my circle. I've never strived to be the girl or the person in my circle, and my friends are extremely confident people who have different interests, different aspirations in life, so no one is competing with anyone. No one's trying to be the Beyonce of the circle. That's not even something that we have insecurities about. I hope if anyone does, they're able to be vocal about them. Literally, guys, we just support each other in whatever we, you know, aspire to do, aspire to achieve, which I think is a very healthy friendship, and that's something that I've always you know, wanted to have with friends, and something I've always strived to have with friends. Even my friends from high school, we had same sort of relationships. There was really no competing, and if anyone was competing with anyone, or should I say if anyone was competing with me, for example, they were definitely competing with themselves. I'm not a competitive person like that, to be quite honest, which is probably, I don't know, I think it's a good thing, especially for like personal relationships. There's no reason for us to be competing. Why are you friends with people that you're competing with? That's very unhealthy, because if you're competing with someone, then they're probably not wishing you well. The next assumption is, I think you are hardworking and you know what you want in life. I like to think that I wouldn't necessarily say I'm hardworking, but I definitely do work quite a lot. I'm someone who gets anxiety when I feel like I'm not working or if I'm not doing enough. My friend actually makes fun of me a lot, saying that you like to be busy. Even if you have nothing to do, you find something to do. And that's just something that I've always been that person. I don't like to chill for too long. As much as I definitely do take time off for myself, I feel like I need to put an effort into, you know, things that I want to manifest in my life. Yeah, I definitely go after what I want. The next assumption is you follow the 90-day rule. I have followed the 90-day rule before, many years ago. I'm joking. I'm someone who just goes with how I feel. Like, I'm driven by emotion. If I feel you and I want you, then if the 90-day rule. If I'm not comfortable around you as yet and I'm not ready to be intimate with you, then I can probably take that on. I'm someone who is very difficult when it comes to men, so indirectly they probably do follow the 90-day rule even more. I mean, this guy that I'm seeing now, he was definitely courting me for 2 years before I even gave him a bit of attention. So I'm not the easiest person to get into them pants either way, unless I'm going out of my way because I want you. I mean, if he wants me back, then let's get it rolling. But yeah, I'm not very fussy about that whole 90-day rule. I think it just comes with comfort. I mean, there's certain people that you could be speaking to and seeing for more than 90 days and you're still not comfortable enough to be sexual with them. So then don't do it. Make them wait a year if you want to. Whatever works for you. The next assumption is you are very expensive. I'm quite the pricey girl, you know. I have expensive taste. I enjoy the luxurious things in life, the finer things in life. Sometimes I just think to myself, why do you like expensive things? Like, girl, you are breaking your own bank as well. But in terms of men, I'm sure this person's probably saying it like in a when you're dating a guy or when a guy's courting you kind of vibe. I'm not someone that can ever take someone out of their comfort zone. I don't like to ask men for things. I have a disgusting amount of pride, and that has been told to me a couple of times. Like, literally, I have a lot of pride. I don't like to ask men for things, and I don't know, it just really is difficult for me to ever ask for help. I don't like asking for help, but I've, you know, been with guys who are willing to do things for me outside of me asking, and that's how I feel like it should be. I feel like if your partner wants to spoil you, then it should be something that they're comfortable and willing to do. If someone is comfortable enough to buy me a Louis Vuitton handbag and we're dating or we're seeing each other, then that's their decision. That's something that they're willing to do for me, so I don't feel bad about that. So I'm not expensive, but I sort of am. The next assumption is that you are the sweetest and most beautiful person. Thank you so much. I appreciate this assumption. Thank you, thank you. The next assumption is, ooh, I actually really do like this one. You're not completely happy with where you are in life right now. You have bigger dreams. 110,000%. There's so much more that I aspire to do and achieve. I'm at the point now where I feel like a little bit more pressure. I'm putting a lot more pressure on myself because I've taken on so much independence that I'm a little bit overwhelmed by how much I need to, you know, handle, especially like having done things now, like bought my mom a car and whatnot. There's so much more that's expected of me financially, so I am definitely not happy where I am financially, but also in terms of things like collaborating with brands. I'd like my collaborations to be a little bit more than social media based. I'd like to get to a point where my name is on products. I'd like to get to a point where I develop my own products. As an entrepreneur, I really want to get to a point where I'm doing a lot more for my brand than I am doing for others. So that's something that I aspire to do, but I'm not putting myself under any pressure. I still need a lot more years to fully sit down and be like, you've done more for yourself. I don't discredit any of the work that I've done. I know I have done some pretty cool things, and a lot of things have happened in my career that I'm extremely grateful for, but I'm not at a point where I can be like, whew, okay girl, susebenzile, you the girl. No, I'm not. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. Oh wow. This assumption is you are a slow walker. Guys, I actually had a conversation with my friend about this not so long ago. There was a girl that tried to drag me, and she said that ndiyanyanzula when I walk. If anyone's pussy,
When you're bored, bro,
no, like literally, this girl was like, so this is the third person. Yeah, I do walk slowly. I guess I do nyanzula. So the next assumption is these are your most confident years. You've struggled with confidence 100%. I'm at a place where I'm so comfortable with who I am. I don't think I'm perfect at all. I know that I have imperfections, but I'm at peace with who I am. I'm content. So I think, yeah, these are definitely my most confident years. Like, unapologetically. And some people may take that as arrogance. Like, I've heard certain people saying that I used to like her, she was so humble, but now she's full of herself. I'm not full of myself. I'm just confident in myself now, and I'm not afraid of being vocal about that confidence. And I feel like that's a problem that we have as women. We have an issue with women who are assertive and women who love themselves and women who celebrate themselves, but we preach that women should be confident, but at the same time we have an issue with women who are confident. Why is it like a thing of she feels that she's bigger than us syndrome? Like, are you projecting your own insecurities? I think it's very weird when women have that mentality. I love confident women. Like, yes girl, you are the girl and you know it. For a woman to celebrate herself and love herself and you have an issue with that, you are the problem in that situation, nobody else, okay? Shout out. I really like that assumption. The next assumption is I assume you have an OCD. Yeah, that I'm OCD. This is accurate.
Yo.
I'm confirming with my cousin.
Yo, even your house.
Guys, I'm a clean person. I want cleanliness, I want order. If I put something somewhere, you come into my place and you use it, put it back where you found it. Wipe the counter after you do something. Even if you're making tea, even if you're pouring water, wipe the counters after you do something. I've gotten a lot of assumptions about not giving a F about what people say, not letting people's opinions bother me. I've learned to build a thick skin even prior to getting into this industry. I think the only time I become extremely sensitive is when people discredit my work. Do not discredit my work. And I've been in situations where, you know, people will be like, oh, she's dating A, B, and C because he is wealthy. That means she doesn't really work. She's probably just like living off him. Please, MIHLALI, please. I hate it when people do that. I really hate it when people do that. And I think another thing that has really affected me when people were, well, not people, there were very few people, and I hate to dwell on the negative things, but unfortunately I am a human being before I'm anything else, and I can be emotional in certain situations. When there was the whole uprise against gender-based violence, rape, Uyinene had recently passed, and my name came up on Twitter where 2 people were saying that I am absent. Why am I not saying anything about this? You know, it's weird that influencers go missing during this time, whatever. And people don't know what we go through in our personal lives, and people don't know that we have to nurture our peace and mental health before anything else. And me being off Twitter was simply based on the fact that I wanted to nurture my mental health and, you know, sort of remove myself from triggering situations, and Twitter being one of them. As much as I was extremely active on Instagram, and maybe those people didn't see it, or they just saw an opportunity to drag me about something. Yeah, but thank you so much to everyone who defended me in my absence. I truly do appreciate it. I came across quite a lot of the tweets, and I really do appreciate you guys for that, and I never got to say thank you, so yeah, thank you. I think that's there's still quite a few more assumptions, but they're all pretty similar. I think I've probably covered anything else anyone else has assumed. Oh yes, so here's another interesting assumption. I assume that you don't care about your YouTube channel as much as you used to, and you might stop eventually. I am not going to stop doing YouTube anytime soon. I love YouTube. YouTube is honestly one of my favorite platforms, but it's definitely something that requires a little bit more time and effort than Instagram, and I'm honestly a perfectionist.
I'm having some trouble with the connection.
So sorry, as I was saying, it definitely requires a little bit more work and effort than your Instagram, for example. And I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to my YouTube channel. I don't believe in putting out mediocre content. I don't believe in putting out bad quality content. So I'm the kind of person who would rather film 3 videos a week and delete all of them than upload a video that I'm not satisfied with, or something that I feel like it's not up to standard. I definitely put myself under a lot of pressure when it comes to my channel. So it's not that I'm not interested in my YouTube, I don't care for it. No, I don't. I just want to give you guys the best I can. So if I feel like this is not my best, then I'd rather not put it out. So that's why I'm very inconsistent on the platform. I also go through a lot of demotivation with it. I go through a lot of creative blocks, but it's definitely something I'm working on and something that I'm getting better at. And I found that I find excitement and appreciation in my content when I put out good quality content. So I've really prioritized investing in a good camera, learning a little bit more about, you know, camera settings and how to work, you know, my software and whatnot. Just trying to strive for perfection, or as close to perfection as possible. So guys, we've come to the end of the video. Unfortunately, I couldn't get through all the assumptions, but I got through quite a few. Thank you so much to everyone who sent through assumptions. You guys seem to know me pretty well. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how everything went. I'm pretty happy with the assumptions that I got. Shout out, thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Once again, don't forget to like the video. I feel like this food literally came on camera just for ambiance, because I was talking so much I barely ate. But I wanted to get through as many assumptions as I could. So yeah, sorry it wasn't like a proper mukbang. Leave me feedback down below. Did you guys enjoy it? Those who don't know me well, do you feel like you know me a little bit better now? Let me know down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Keep well and stay blessed. Mwah.